Welcome back. It may almost be officially winter, but that doesn't mean you can't bring a little bit of your gardening inside your home. Right now, we are joined by Sarah Johnson from Sylvatica Shop. She is going to show us live how to make a terrarium. What's a terrarium and why are they so popular right now?
I don't know why they're so popular right now, but I'm not sure why they fell out of popularity. They're a really great way to keep houseplants indoors, so they're really great for winter gardening. It's pretty much a stabilized ecosystem for growing plants. So it maintains temperature, humidity. So in a lot of places, your home gets very either drafty and very cold, or it gets very dry during the winter. And it's a really nice way to keep houseplants. And it's artful, so it just tends to look better.
So you need any type of glass container, anything as big as this vase to as small as a light bulb. And this is just a regular light bulb?
Yeah, well, that's actually one you can purchase, so it's a little more stable. But you can use old light bulbs. I've seen it done. You just have to stabilize the bottom. It's
and we're
cool.
using little fish bowls today.
Yeah, so this is basically, I buy a lot at thrifted places like Ambets, Salvation Army. I like to go antiquing, so I think it's best to use upcycled glass because there's so much beautiful glass out there already. And you can buy new things if you need to, but like I said, there's so much out there that you can really find something that's unique and different.
All right. So how do you make a terrarium? Where do you get started?
First step is the most important thing about a terrarium is the layers, because you want to make sure you have every layer separated to maintain the happiness of your terrarium. So the first layer is always rocks. So you want to add a layer of rocks in the bottom.
Okay.
That provides really good drainage since there's no holes in the bottom of your glass.
Do you have to water terrariums?
A little bit. You want to make sure you check on them. When they're little care, it doesn't mean no care. So you want to make sure you're checking to make sure that they are well watered, there's no fungus growing inside, and that everything looks generally healthy.
Okay, so you use big rocks, all different sizes to fill in.
I do this more just because I like the way it looks. You know, I like to use different layers of rocks. All the materials I usually buy at nursery and garden centers, or I like to find things. I like to forage outdoors for things too, but the rocks in our area are a little tough to use, so I like to buy these.
And are stores like that open during the winter months?
Yes. There are certain nurseries that do close, but many, Lockwoods, Urban Roots, a lot of places like that do stay open all year round. So you want to make sure you check first, of course. Okay, so then we're going to add a little sand. The sand will help wick the water out of your soil.
Okay.
Which will keep the soil.
And why is that important?
Well, you don't want to keep very wet soil inside your terrarium. And the reason is because they could potentially rot the roots of your plants if it stays too wet for too long. But the soil is what provides nutrients to the plant. So you want to make sure you have a good layer of soil. I use something that's really well aerated. So this white stuff in here is called perlite. That's what keeps it aerated and keeps it basically moist.
And will all the stones and rocks that you put in show?
Yeah, you should be able to see at the bottom, but you can always make it a little thicker. You can probably go to about half the size of your container. There's all different types of containers you can use, but if you're using something that is a little smaller, you know, you can, this is another piece I got from, you know, this is an open dish garden. You can put succulents or something like that in here.
Okay.
But yeah, you can always make it a little taller for the sake of the show. You know, I wanted to get it done. So
all right, what comes after the soil?
Put the plant in.
Okay.
This is called a strawberry geranium. We're making a mess, but that's totally fine. That's my favorite thing to do.
Don't worry, we'll clean it up.
This is a strawberry geranium. I use a lot of low light, low maintenance houseplants, things that like high humidity if you're going to use something in a closed environment. If you're going to do something open, you'd want to use something like a succulent or a cactus.
Okay, and you want to push it all the way down to the rocks?
Yep. You want to basically make a hole in the soil, cover it up with soil. Just like you were planting anything in a pot as a house plant at home.
Okay.
This one's actually got a runner in there, so it's pretty cool. It's kind of getting away from us.
That's pretty.
Yeah, and then, you know, that's really basic, but you add some moss, some decorative moss. This is just for looks, but it does help maintain moisture as well.
Okay.
You can put some decorative rocks in here as well. And if you are interested in doing something like this, I do a lot of workshops. That's mostly what my business is.
So you would come and leave with a terrarium or something of the sort? Okay.
Exactly.
Where can people find out about those?
SylvaticaShop.com is where I post most of my events. I do a lot at Project 308 Gallery in North Tonawanda, as well as the Beaver Meadow Audubon Center in Java, New York.
And this is really a conversation piece if it's something that you want to put together before having people over for the holidays.
Exactly. And it makes a really nice gift too, you know, making something really unique that you made yourself. And it just, you know, it takes a lot of thought, but it also takes, you know, just knowing a little bit about plants. But pretty much anyone can make one of these.
I like how you called it its own little ecosystem. All of the things in there just look like they belong together. Do you need to put a lid on it?
Yep, so we do have a lid. This is for anything that's a tropical plant. Like I said, if you were doing something that was a desert plant, you would want to keep it open so it has lots of airflow so it gets to dry out in between water.
And then how often would you have to water something like that?
I usually say check on it, even once a week, but there's a lot of my terrariums that I've kept going for years. I have one that's been going for 3 years and I water it maybe every month.
Okay.
So they're very easy to care for.
Now you know everything about terrariums. Thanks so much, Sarah Johnson from Sylvatica Shops, coming in today to teach us something new. We're going to toss out to Emily Lenihan now. She's in the newsroom with our Next.com check, right, Em?